is my little recommendations that I have to have a productive desk setup. So these are good ideas to have. My first recommendation is always keeping things nearby. For example, like if you're gonna sit down and study for a long time, it's best to have something like a water bottle or even like snacks nearby, because that's gonna help you stay focused and that's gonna help you stay right in your space. You always want to keep some things handy. Like I know personally, I like to keep some lip balm, some hand cream nearby, because I know that I have really dry hands and sometimes it can be so distracting that it keeps me away from getting my work done. Having things like highlighters and pens is something that can go a long way when it comes to having a productive desk setup. You always want to keep things like notepads or sticky notes lying around. That way if you have a quick idea, you can jot it down and keep it moving, because all in all, taking the time to find a notepad can be precious seconds that you waste and could get distracted in the long run. Another recommendation that I would have is having a pretty good headset. This is the headset that I've been using for the past couple of years. It gets the job done. I know that I've had this pair for a couple of years now, and the volume button doesn't work anymore, so I don't know if I would necessarily recommend this. I'll see if I can put the name of these headphones up on the screen, because I know that, perhaps somebody would really like these. Now I know that these don't necessarily fit my setup, but nonetheless, I'm not gonna get rid of them until I'm done with them. But they are pretty comfortable. They are a bit oversized for my head personally, but nonetheless, if you are looking for a good headset, I would look for a different pair. Another thing that I definitely recommend, having some speakers. Even if you have some basic speakers on your setup, I feel like it can help elevate the space, because I know I don't always like to have headphones glued onto my head all day. It can be kind of uncomfortable the longer you have them on, so I always like to have my little speakers. I know that I have these speakers. These are the Amazon Basic speakers. Another thing that I recommend is having a nice keyboard and a nice mouse, and same thing with a microphone. Most of the time whenever you are working, you want to make sure that you have items that are comfortable for your fingers and your hands. If you have a mouse that's uncomfortable for your hand, it can make it really uncomfortable for you to continue working for long periods of time. And then in terms of the microphone, here I have the HyperX Quadcast S. This is the kind where you can change the RGB on there. I definitely recommend for sure this microphone. I like the ability to be able to change the colors. That way if I ever want to change my setup, I can just go on to the software, change the color, and then it'll just match the new color scheme that I have for the setup. But the microphone quality is also really good. I like the arm as well. You can tilt it, you can move it. I like to keep this little Pokemon that my friend gave me on there. Makes it really cute. But you can add little touches such as these to your setup. Makes it more personalized. Another thing that I recommend is having little desk pals. I know I have this little bunny, and then I have this little cat, and then I also have this little bunny sharpener, if you will. It doubles as something cute to have on my desk, but it also has a function, so if I ever need to sharpen a pencil, I have it. I also have this little bunny lamp that sits on my PC tower. It's nice because it changes colors and it's adorable to look at, so I always like to turn it on when it starts getting dark. Another thing that I recommend having on your desk, if you don't already, is a little organizer. It's nice to be able to have everything in arm's reach, not having to go look for it in drawers. Like I mentioned, personally, I am somebody that gets very distracted easily, so it's nice to be able to just grab and go and not necessarily worrying about, oh, I just found this new item in my desk, what does it do? And sitting there and exploring with it. Overall, there are a lot of productivity items that you can get. If you have any recommendations, be sure to leave them in the comment section below. And someone might have an idea that I might not have. So be sure to check out the comments, see if there's any recommendations.